All right, so as you can see, I have a very new setup here in the shop. But one thing that's been bugging me is this relentless, never-ending bundle of cords. And something that I thought about doing was making some kind of cord wrap. And I've been offering that on my website for a long time. And I wanted to show you guys how I do it, because it was really an accident how that came to be. So what I noticed was, as I was making these Slim Minimalist wallets, the center cutout here looked like this. It's a pretty unique shape, and I was like, that's too interesting. I was like, this has to be something specific. I'm gonna save these. So what I did was, I started saving all of the scraps from every wallet. So I have a ton of these laying around. So I dug out a couple of different colors, and I was thinking to myself, this might make a really cool cord wrap. All it really needs is a snap. So the idea here is this storage bin won't look like this anymore, and it'll be really neat because it'll have these guys holding in all of those cords. So let's get to it. First thing on the docket here is to clean up the edges. So I want to turn on my vacuum here so I can sand this guy down. Now that we have this sanded down, we've got a good clean edge here. We want to take an edge beveler and knock down this sort of harsh 90-degree angle on the edge. So I'm going to take this guy and I'm just going to run that blade right across the edge. Boom, and I'm going to go all the way around. Now, when you're looking at an edge that you're going to be able to access from the underside, so for example, if we were gluing this down like this, which we're not, you wouldn't be able to access the underside, so I'd be able to stop here. But since this is going to be able to be opened, and we're going to be able to have access to this underside, this flesh side, I'm going to do the same thing here because we want to get rid of that harsh angle. Anywhere that you're going to be able to access that edge, you want to bevel that down. Next is the part I get the most questions asked about, and that's going to be finishing these edges. Now what I use is Tokonole in a little needle applicator bottle. Sometimes it gets a little clogged up. And I'm going to use canvas cloth. I think canvas cloth gets you a really nice edge. I've used wood slickers, that's probably the most common, but personally, big fan of canvas cloth. So I'm just going to dab a little bit on there, take my canvas cloth, fold it up, and I'm going to burnish this back and forth on the entire thing. Now, because we're going to be using a snap, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pinch this guy, make sure these edges are flush. I could do them one at a time, but I think just knocking them both out at once is going to give me the best accuracy. I'm going to put this right in the middle with an 1/8 inch punch. That looks good. I'm going to hold that down, give her a punch. Boom. Look at that. Cool. Now we can set our snaps and be done with it. So I've got my handy rivet press here that I use for all kinds of things. All of my hardware really gets processed through here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change out the bits to make sure it fits my snaps. All right, let's take our snap. I'm going to set that over here. Flip this guy upside down. Press her in. Here we go. Now that we have that taken care of, the product's pretty much done. The last thing I want to do is put my maker's mark on it. So I'm going to take this guy off, put my stamping pad down. All right, check it out. I got all 4 of these made. I've got an Olmo Minerva here, a black Minerva, Bordeaux, and a gray. I already had this walnut one made, so that's perfect. So let's get them going. I have a ton of cords I need to do, and this is how I do it. So if you ever want to buy one of these, or if you have one of them already and you need some help, take the one head, one end, so in this case it's the USB-C, and I put it in my pinky here, and then I wrap these around my 4 fingers, and when they get to that point, I just pinch them together, just like this, and you take one of your cord wraps, stick it in there, and then you're going to close her up. Boom, cord wrap. Nice and organized, and that's what it looks like. Now, obviously, this is a very, very super simple project, but it's something that's extremely effective, and it just came out of this random little shape I saw in my Slim Minimalist wallet. So these guys are available. They're pretty cheap. You can find them in the accessories portion on the website. They're also here on TikTok Shop, so pick them up. Let me know what you think.